Okay, next step is creating the fingers. It looks more complicated than it is. What we have to do is basically creating two rounded rectangles. So let's look from the top view. Create a center rectangle. Center it to this cylinder. And make this one slightly wider than this cylinder here at the bottom. Let's duplicate for checking the gap. So if you press Ctrl and snapping it to the center, you can check the gap. We can make this one even bigger. Press S twice. Make your tests by duplicating it and snapping it to the center of this one. Okay, that looks okay. Okay, now this guy comes in handy. This one, bring it to somewhere here. I will duplicate it, bring it to here approximately. It doesn't have to be at the same height, but I have snapped it to this corner. That's also okay. But it has to be smaller. Don't overdo it. Make something like, you know what? I will do it here. Compare the top one to the bottom one. I think that's fine. Next step is rounding the corners. Do the same for this one. BD 0.04. And if we loft right away, we will get a straight line. So let me show you. Select both rectangles and run the loft command. We get something like this. The only thing I need to do now is duplicating these fingers, snap them to the center of the relevant cylinders. So this one we have, the pinky finger, so we can delete the solids for the pinky finger. Let's take the ring finger, scale this one. Doesn't work somehow, the snapping, so okay, no problem. Let's eyeball it. Take the one for the middle finger, bring it to somewhere here. Okay. Index finger. Bring these curves to the construction folder. Here you can see that the pinky finger is not as small as it should be, but that's okay. That's what we also will do. We will make the pinky finger longer. Otherwise, we cannot add two joints. So select this guy, SV. Make it longer, but not as long as the others. Now we should be able to add these joints. Now we have enough room for adding two joints. Okay, let's start with the joints. So therefore I will create a cylinder, rotate it along the y-axis, snap it to the middle of the pinky finger, bring it to somewhere here. Shift D, make this one smaller. What's important in this case is that this gap should be approximately the same. So therefore I can scale this top joint. While this won't be the actual joint, this will be the cutter and we will place the joint afterwards. These will be the cutters. So select both of them. And here obviously we have to change the position of the joints. And the thickness of the gap can be your guideline. So the gap can be approximately the same on all these joints. Before making all these booleans, I will convert them in solids by pressing Shift J. And it doesn't patch the holes. Okay, let me do it manually. So select the edge loop, Shift J, G0 continuity is okay. Here also fill it them manually, and here at the top I want to give them another design anyhow. Before continuing, I would like to make a copy of all these parts we have modeled so far and see if that looks cool on the actual robot. Doesn't have to be exact, just to see if it works. So he has relatively big hands. I like it. And by the way, our robot is a worker. He works with his bare hands. He's not some kind of stupid robot driving around and killing people or something stupid like this. This guy is a real working class man. Okay, now we can continue. Maybe I will make the fingers a little bit longer. 0.08 is okay. So we have enough space to make some cuts. Show the edges. We will make slight cuts. So let's see. Create a line. Rotate it. Maybe 30 degrees. Duplicate the line, bring it to somewhere here for the index finger. This one is for the middle finger. And in object mode, let's select all these guys and Shift H, isolate them so we can make our cuts comfortably. In edge mode, select these two lines and Shift D, bring them to here. And this time, let's look from the left view for positioning the cuts for the pinky finger and the ring finger. And I don't know what the criteria might be. Yeah, now I know. Okay, let me do it like this. I will align these lines to the Z-axis line. So G, B, change the pivot. But with the construction plane selected. So drag along the Y-axis, Control for snapping these lines to the Z-axis line. Do the same with these two. Press something else and then again construction plane so it resets. Drag along the Y-axis, press Control for snapping it to the Z-axis. And now we can start the cuts. I forgot to make the correct adjustments on the height. Select the top part of the line, press something else, then again construction plane, drag along the Z-axis, press Ctrl for snapping it to this edge. And that's what we will do for all the other fingers also. Let's do the same for the cutting line of the middle finger. So select this guy, G, Z, press Ctrl for snapping it to the edge. Let's start to cut and hope for the best. So select this guy, C, select the top line, delete these lines, and of course this stuff. That's what we have so far and that looks cool. I like it. So what happens if we take all these lines and fillet them? Yeah, that looks okay. And I will do the same for all the other fingers. So select these two faces, Ctrl 2, BD 0.03. I select also this edge, BD 0.03. Let's do the same filleting here at the bottom. Now comes the cutting part. But before cutting, I will make a duplicate of all these cylinders. And now let's start to cut. Q, select the first cutter, Shift select the second one. Select this face, Ctrl 2, BD 0.01. 0.01 works. Let's try 0.02. 0.02 looks even better. Let's try 0.03. So we have the same filleting as on the other parts. That looks okay. Let's try the same for all the other edges. BD 0.03. Yeah, that works. Here also BD 0.03. And here it messes up. Of course, I forgot to press Ctrl 2 for switching to edge mode. That's why it didn't work.